Hi everyone, welcome back to Art Abilities. We are in week 4, can you believe it? It's going by quick. So this week you should have your video on March 3rd of 2022. So let's take a look at our materials. We didn't get too many things this week, so everyone should have a box. Each person's box will have a different cutout on it. Mine is a butterfly, but I think there were some llamas and other fun things. I can't remember the others. Oh, I think there was a unicorn. So just sort of you get the box that was intended for you. So we have our box, and then we have a little bag that says week 4. It's got strips of paper in it. If you open your box, you're gonna find a paint color. So everyone got a different color, and it's metallic paint. So it's gonna have sort of a sheen or a shimmer to it. So the one I got is sort of a deep blue, but everyone got a different color. It's gonna be kind of like pearlized, so it'll look kind of cool. And then everyone also got a little glitter pen. So mine is this sort of aqua color, but we all have a different color, so they'll all look different. So that's what you got for week 4. Other things we're going to need are your paintbrushes. So those 2 paintbrushes from week 1, we've been getting a lot of use out of them. Grab a glass of water for your paint. I have an old spaghetti jar. Just something you don't care about. Some paper towels. And also grab your other paints from last week. So we've got those 2 rows of paints we got last week. You can grab those. And then optional items, you can grab that silver marker from when we did the moon and stars. So you may not use it, but grab it just in case. Getting silver on my hand, how's that? And then also the glitter foam stickers we had from when we did our masks. You can grab that as well if you have any left. Those are just optional, and I think that's all we'll need. Oh, make sure you have something to cover your surface. We've done this for most weeks, every week that we've painted. So again, I've got a grocery bag on my table. So you know, cover your surface, protect your clothes. Don't wear anything that you're attached to that you don't want to get paint on, just in case it doesn't come out. So pause the video, go grab your supplies, and then come back and we will get started. So you should have all your supplies gathered and your space is set up. Let's grab our box, and there should be a sticker at the bottom of your box. I took mine off already, so just take a minute to peel it off so we have a clear surface here. Make sure there's no stickers inside. Just get that off right away. And the first step after we take our sticker off, so we're gonna choose our colors. So the outside of our box is gonna kind of represent who we are when we're with other people. So sometimes when you're with friends and family or even strangers, we act differently. So you're going to choose a color to kind of reflect who you are when you're around people. The inside of the box is going to be colors that represent who you are when you're alone. Just who you are inside. So the colors might be very similar. Maybe you have no problem sharing who you are on the inside with the outside world. Some people have trouble with that, so the colors are going to be different. So the first step is to choose your color. So choose 1 or 2 colors for the outside of your box. And those colors are going to be the colors that are like who you are when you're talking to people. So, and it can be anything, as long as it makes sense to you. There's no wrong choices here. So choose those colors and then choose the colors, 1 or 2 colors for inside the box. So that'll be who you are when you're by yourself. So it might be quieter colors inside if you're an introvert. So it could be like white and pink or yellow. It could be sparkly colors inside. You could use your metallic color for inside the box, because that's where all your treasures are hidden away. Or you could have your metallic color on the outside of your box if you're just an extrovert. So pause the video and think about what colors you want and set them aside. So take your time. And then once you've chosen your colors and you are ready, then come back to the video for the next step.
Step 1. Choose 1 or 2 paint colors to reflect your personality when you're with other people. That's the color you'll use on the outside of the box. Choose 1 or 2 paint colors to reflect your personality when you're by yourself. Those are the paint colors you'll use inside the box. Don't paint yet, just choose the colors.
All right, on to step 2. So by now you've chosen your paint colors. So you know what 1 or 2 colors you want on the outside and inside of your box. We're going to start on the outside of our box. So the sides and the bottom. We're just going to leave the inside alone for now. So you can just turn your box upside down on your surface, and we're going to paint the outside of our box first. So grab your color or colors. We're going to begin painting. So I'd start with the bottom, and then while that's drying, you can paint the outside of your top. So again, leaving the inside. We're not going to paint this yet. We're going to paint the sides and the front where your little picture is. And just be careful around the little holes here. If you paint over it, the paint is going to come inside the box. So just try to paint lightly around those areas. And if you get paint inside, that's fine. We can just wipe it off with a paper towel. So if you find out there's paint inside that you don't want there, just take a paper towel and wipe it, and we'll take care of it in the next step. All right, so I think my outside color is going to be white. So I'm going to open my white. I chose a color from one of these. I'm just going to begin painting. So you can use either paintbrush. I think I'll use my bigger paintbrush here. Just dip your brush in and start painting. So my paint is a little see-through, so I'm going to paint a few coats. So I'll paint the whole thing, let it dry for maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and then I'm going to paint it again, let it dry, and I might end up doing 3 coats, you guys. So it depends on how dark you want your paint to be. The more coats you put on, the more vibrant the color is. So it's up to you. You're the artist. So if you want it to be a little sheer, like here, I don't know if you can see it. It's hard to see because this is white, but I can still see the wood grain underneath my paint color. And that means you can see through the paint. So take your time. You can pause the video here, and you can put on music and just paint. Paint the outside of the bottom and top of your box, and then come back when you're ready for the next step. So just enjoy, relax, take your time, and I'll see you in a minute.
Step 2. Paint the outside of the box, including the bottom and the lid. Avoid painting over the animal on the cover. Allow it to dry. You may need 2 to 3 coats. Dry 5 to 10 minutes between coats. Pause the video here to paint your box.
So at this point, the outside of your box is painted. Mine's mostly dry. I painted it white. You can't really see it because the box is so close in color to the white, and the paint is a little transparent. So you might have to do a few coats, and I might add some more later, but I wanted to get to the next step for you guys. So one thing I wanted to say, so I started painting over my butterfly, and then it started to cover the lines. So then the butterfly would disappear and there would just be holes there. So I'm going to recommend that we just paint around it. So you can get as close as you want to the line or just paint a little border around it. But I would avoid painting over your image. If you've already done so, that's okay. You know, you might be able to get a wet rag and just kind of dab it off. But I think the paints are pretty transparent, so once it dries, your line should show up again. So what the next step is, so we're on to step 3. We've painted the outside of our boxes. Now we're going to paint the inside. Da. So I'm going to start with the bottom half. I may not even paint the top half inside just because I'm afraid of paint getting through the holes. If I do paint it, I might just paint the inner seam here and maybe just around my butterfly. So just think about that, because if the paint comes through the holes and it's a dark color, it might start to cover up those lines again. So let's just start with the bottom. I'm for sure going to paint the inside of that, so all these walls and the bottom. And I may or may not paint the inside of the top, just so that we don't lose our image on here, whatever animal you got. So my inside color is going to be my metallic paint that I got with my box. So it's got a nice shimmer, a nice sheen to it, and it's nice and dark. So I like that. For the outside, I chose white because it's very neutral, and when I'm around other people, I tend to hang back and just listen and let people come to me. I'm kind of an introvert. But then the inside of the box is going to be a dark color, so just something blue, something vibrant, because when I'm by myself or people that know me, I come out of my shell more. So that's what those colors mean to me, and they may mean something completely different to you. You know, it's artist's choice. So I'm going to open my blue paint. Oh, and I've got a little tinfoil top on here, so I'm going to carefully take that off as best I can. And if you need help, feel free to ask for it. Mine is on pretty tight. Here we go. Getting a little paint on my hands, that's okay. Well, it's a nice dark color. Oh my goodness. I'm getting a lot of paint on my hands, you guys. Just bleh. There we go. All right, I'm gonna take, I think, my bigger brush, and I'm just gonna dip it in and start to paint the bottom. So this paint is kind of transparent too. So that means I can see, it's kind of see-through-y. So I just started to paint, and you can already kind of see the wood grain through it. So I'm guessing that this will take another 2 or 3 coats. So I'm gonna paint it, I'm gonna wait a few minutes, maybe 5 minutes, let it dry. I'm gonna paint my second coat, let it dry for 5 minutes, and then I'm gonna paint my third coat and let it dry. And then Once that's done, then we'll come back for the next step. All right, so just take your time, pause the video, enjoy yourself, listen to music, and I will see you for the next step.
Step 3. Paint the inside of the box and the inside of the lid. Avoid painting over the holes in the lid. Paint 2 to 3 coats and allow to dry 5 to 10 minutes between coats. Pause the video here to complete this step.
Now for the last step, we are on step 4. So the inside of your box has been painted and it is dry. It took my paint about 2 coats to look dark enough for me. So it may be 2 or 3 coats that you needed. So I painted the inside of the bottom of my box, and then for the top of my box, I just did the inner edges there. Because again, we want to avoid painting over the holes, just so that we don't get paint coming through on the other side. So the last step is we're going to take our glitter pen, which everyone got a different color. So you're going to use that. And we've got our little stickers, our glittery stickers from week 3. And then optional, you can use your silver marker. We're going to decorate our box. So the inside of your box can be whatever you want. I went ahead and decorated mine just to give you an example. So I took my glitter pen, and if you can see this, here we go. I just did the corners, and then I added some stickers. There, you can see it. So I added those star foam stickers, and in each corner is this. So I squeezed it, and then I just used the tip to spread it out like it was a paintbrush. But you can also just squeeze a big blob and then use your paintbrush to spread out the glitter. So you can put it, I just did the bottom, but you can do the walls. You can do whatever you want to have glitter on. And so I did the inside, and then I decorated the top of my box with this silver pen. So it's harder to see in this light, but I did little dots around the butterfly. And then I just did a shape where I colored in the silver. So again, I did paint this white, but it's hard to see. And I tried to avoid the actual butterfly, so I just kind of painted around it. Because when I did paint over it, I couldn't see the butterfly anymore. So, and I didn't want that. But if you're okay with not seeing your animal, you can paint over it. That's fine. So whatever you want to do with these materials, you can put stickers on the top of the lid. Just remembering that the inside of the box is sort of, it represents like how you are or who you are on the inside. So are you very glittery? Do you have inner treasures there? So that's what the glitter represents. The outside is who you show to other people. So they might look similar. If you're someone who's very outgoing, maybe the inside and outside of your box match. So it's whatever you want, you guys. Just be creative, have fun with it. And I think that is it. So, the last thing, before I forget this, we've got to take our little sheets of paper in the bag and take them out. They're really long strips, and I just tore mine in half. And what you're gonna do is write down something you treasure about yourself. So I wrote, and write it down. So I wrote, I am creative. I wrote, I am kind. And I am strong. So I'm gonna take those, and once my box is dry, I can fold up the paper and put them inside. So it's writing down things you treasure about yourself or about your life. So, whatever's in your life right now that you're just feeling good about. Like, oh, I have good friends, I've got caring family, I've got a roof over my head, I just feel good, I've got good health. Whatever you treasure, just write it down. Write down a few. Try to do at least 3 and then put it in the box once it's dry. Okay? And also, please take pictures of your boxes when they're done and send them to us. We're really enjoying seeing everyone's work. It's so nice to see what you guys make. You're all so creative. And then just hold on to any extra materials, just keeping them all together in case we use them in future classes. So just if you have extra paint, keep it with your other supplies, keep your paint brushes, etc. And that's all for this week. You guys did a great job. Just take your time, enjoy, and I can't wait to see what you made. So I will see you next week. Bye, everyone.
Step 4. Add decorations. Use the glitter pen, silver marker, and glitter foam stickers. Once your box is complete, write things you treasure about yourself on the provided pieces of paper. Fold them and keep them in the box. You can use the box for whatever you want to keep safe. Don't forget to email a photo of your completed project to Emily at eorr@reachforresources.org. This is a really creative project, and we can't wait to see what you created. Don't forget to save any leftover materials for future projects. See you next week.